in the town, in the state of New York.
Welcome.
It's pretty much the same structure, is it not?
So, how was your polling place? I didn't see the exit numbers.
Let's see, we have 1,446 registered voters,
No?
and we had 934 votes.
Wasn't really amazing.
Oh,
It was
People
busy.
voted.
You were steady pretty much all
Oh,
day.
it was busy all day.
Oh, good.
Is it the
And then we
busiest?
had one
You've
poll
ever
worker
seen
who
it?
had to leave early, so we were kind of multitasking, and it was busy when you were there,
Yeah,
wasn't
it
it?
was, yeah.
It was busy all day,
Yep.
all day.
Is that the
Especially
busiest?
around dinner time was really,
Meg,
really.
is that the busiest you've seen it?
No, I think we had 6 more at the presidential.
Yeah. But for a midterm though, I mean, that was certainly.
It was just really busy, yeah.
But it's just amazing to see,
Uh,
I couldn't believe when I
were you
came in, how
fully
the
staffed?
there was lines here.
We had 5 workers, and we needed 5 workers. And I was on the phone like half the day, you know, because a lot of people would come in and say, I don't know what my name is, or I don't know where I'm, you know, supposed to be voting or whatever, so we had to find all that out. And we had one worker that left early, had to leave early to go to work, so we were multitasking, that was, you know, it starts getting kind of crazy when it,
I know here was
I'm sure it was a Zoom,
just tripping over people.
Yeah.
Amazing.
because you have, I think are there 5 districts here?
Yes.
And that's hard, that's,
And
you know, that's a lot of
I
people.
voted for Katie.
I think they only had
That
4
place was
districts
fine,
here.
so.
Pardon me?
This time they only had 4.
It's still a lot.
And it was
Katie,
packed.
I've never had to
Yeah, well, we
stand
have one
outside
district,
and wait to get in.
Yeah.
our room is maybe, what, half this size?
Yeah, I know.
And it was just busy all day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
think
was
we were-
amazing.
Yeah.
I think
And
we
a
were in the high.
off year.
I think Olivia and I were in like the high 300s when we voted.
At what time?
I wanna say it was like early afternoon,
Yeah.
I voted at
so I mean,
3 and it was 384.
We had 100 by 7
oh,
in the morning.
all right,
And they were
let's
just flying through.
kick this off. We're obviously talking about the election. 6 PM. I'm here. Welcome back, Tom. Meg's here.
Thank you.
Barb's here. Rick's here. Jim's here. Is there anything for public comment? There's a couple
Yeah,
of
I
things.
do have a question. Is the Purple Heart sign outside just a joke? Because we have a car parked in it tonight.
There shouldn't be.
There is. It happens to be a board member.
It's not me, so I
No, it's
can't,
not.
so I don't know who it
Not
is.
me. It's not you either.
So,
And it's not Meg.
Where is their Purple Heart?
the sign was
You must
installed
have done
or
this
not,
while I was
Oh, I
gone.
actually-
so.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
as big,
If-
it's this big, and you're parked right in front of it.
He probably
I
didn't
don't
see it.
pay
He
attention
tried
to where
well,
I-
Obviously.
to be honest, man, I actually pulled into it
So.
too, and I thought that.
Well, it's, I obviously didn't know about that.
He didn't see it.
Do you want a minute to move it, Tom?
No, I don't think I need to move it.
Okay. All right, so is there, a couple things that small things, but following up on something that you asked Debbie. Yes, you had inquired about some notices and stuff, and we're working on the webpage to create a new feature. So an FYI, our materials, you'll probably have to work with Debbie over the next couple of weeks to get the board packets.
That's fine, yeah, I
Because-
noticed this morning there wasn't
Yep,
anything out
but
there.
Kimmel and I have been working, and it will go to Ricky's office. It's a very simple feature. It will be directed as a Google Calendar, which will allow the clerk's office to edit the calendar. It's beyond simple. If you can email, he'll be able to do it in Amy and stuff. But the notices and stuff, that way it doesn't, we don't have high costs for every notice. Not that it's an issue, but if we can do it, we can do it, so. So
Every
just an
dollar
FYI.
counts.
So, just an FYI on that.
Thank you.
Yep, the other thing, I'm gonna keep this comment very, very brief, because it's not meant to be antagonistic at all. In fact, I commented on it on Wiry, but some people may not have heard. It's been approximately over 100 days since, the city of Plattsburgh, initiated an interest for annexation. We have not received the formal petition as of yet. As I've said, we will take a comprehensive review of that petition when it comes. Part of the process that is there is public forums or hearings And in my opinion, and I believe it's the board's, that we wanna hear from the school district, we wanna hear from the fire departments, we wanna hear from all the stakeholders, Town of Plattsburgh residents, city residents. You don't just do this in the vacuum, you know, cast daylight on it to have a conversation. So, that's been communicated to the city multiple times. I communicated it again to the city. And I was a bit surprised that I didn't hear back from the mayor though, on that particular item after he had inquired. That's out there, but, you know, now we're getting into Thanksgiving and the holidays and stuff, who knows what and where we'll go with that, so, just wanna kinda give you an update on that, okay? And then the last little thing, the mausoleum still continues to be in receivership, and I did have a conversation with Connie. She still recognizes, Ricky, that you and Amy will need to be caught up to speed on paperwork and stuff. She's doing this as a free, you know, really kind of a free service other than getting the stipend for when she travels up, meaning like the at-cost things. So, but that will go through to at least the end of December. Every time we put a mile marker though out there, it seems as though it's been extended.
Right.
So who knows, it could be extended again, but just keeping you folks up to date on that, okay? So, I'm gonna go to the first resolution and then I will go to, the public hearings. Resolution, 208, Town of Plattsburgh Solar Energy Local Law.
Whereas the town board of Town of Plattsburgh desires to adopt the Town of Plattsburgh Solar Energy Local Law 2018 for the purpose of solar energy local laws intended to advance and protect the public health, safety, and welfare of the Town of Plattsburgh residents by creating regulations for the installation and use of solar energy generating systems and equipment with the following objectives. 1, to mitigate the potential impact of solar energy systems on the environmental resources such as agricultural lands, forests, open spaces, wildlife, to protect the resources. And 2, to identify ideal local locations for solar energy development and to avoid conflict with other land uses, goals, regulations, and long-term plans. And 3, to allow well-planned development of the safe, abundant, renewable, non-polluting energy resource. 4, to decrease the cost of electric to owners of residential and commercial properties, included single-family houses. 5, to increase employment and business development in the town, to extend reasonable parcel by providing defined framework for review of solar energy system projects. And whereas said notice of said public hearing was duly advertised in the Press Republican, the official newspaper of the Town of Plattsburgh, on September 28, 2018, and in the town hall and the town website. Whereas public hearing was duly held on October 18th at 6:05 at the town hall, all parties in attendance were permitted the opportunity to speak on, for, or the opposition of the proposed law, and thereof, any part thereof. And whereas pursuant to 617 of implementing regulations pertaining to Article 8, State Environmental Quality Review Act, has been determined by the Town of Plattsburgh that the adopted of said proposal local law would not have a significant effect upon the environment and could proceed with applicable government agencies without further regard to the seeker. Whereas Clinton County deemed the proposed solar energy local law by a vote of 10 to none to the local issue on August 1st, 2018 pursuant to section 239M of the general municipal law. And whereas it is the opinion of the members of the town board is in the best interest of the Town of Plattsburgh would be served by the adoption of said proposed Town of Plattsburgh Solar Energy Local Law of 2018 and promote said filing of local laws adopted by the Department of New York State in order for said local law to become effective at the earliest possible date. Now therefore be resolved that the Town of Plattsburgh Solar Energy Local Law 2018 is hereby aforementioned to be adopted as the Town of Plattsburgh Solar Energy Local Law 2018. And to be further resolved that the town clerk is hereby directed to cause said Town of Plattsburgh Solar Energy Local Law to be duly filed with the Department of State of the State of New York as required in Section 27, Subdivision 1 of the Municipal Home Rule.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert, any discussion?
Should it be in the first whereas on the back side, should that be Clinton County Legislature?
Whereas Clinton County deemed
Based on the vote.
Well, it actually was it's the planning group of Clinton County, not the legislature.
I
It's
feel
kind-
like
it's kinda like-
it should be noted, whatever group it was.
You could put the planning group if you wish, or planning board.
Only because there's a vote that was
Yep.
noted. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Planning and community develop.
No, it's,
Oh, Clinton
It's
County.
Clinton
Clinton
County.
County Planning Group.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
This is ours.
with no objection,
Was there
No
any
objection.
comment?
comments at the,
No, we actually had one individual that sat in our audience,
Didn't say anything.
then left,
Yep.
and, so, yeah,
Okay.
alright. Seeing nothing further, I'm gonna take a roll call on this, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, so does Carrie, alright. Stick with me, folks. Alright, at this time, notice is hereby given that the Town of Plattsburgh Town Board will hold public hearings hereon at the Town Hall located at Banker Road in the Town of Plattsburgh, Clinton County, New York, on Thursday, November 8th at 6:09 PM prevailing time. Preliminary budget 2019 and elected official salaries, with acceptance of written comments into the record of the hearing, and 2, open public hearing to the floor for public comment. Is there a motion to open this public hearing? Wood, is there a second?
Second.
LaFave, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes. At this time, we will provide open public comment. Okay. I'm gonna leave this item open for a moment, and because we're right at that time, I'm gonna open the other one as well, okay?
Mike, what time did you put?
I could comment and just say that I'm always here and I always attend everything, and I thought it was a really good budget.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming from me, that's already
Yeah.
something.
Thank you.
We-
Thank you,
we-
Debbie.
we tried. I mean, we've said a number of times, Debbie, that we want constructive criticism. I mean,
You could have lowered the tax at the highway department 2 cents and kept it flat, but I
Why didn't
think
you say something sooner?
all things considered.
No,
All things considered,
Yeah.
2 cents is, I don't think, gonna be horrible.
thank you.
all right.
Except that water and sewer is going up, so maybe it could be a horrible increase, but who knows?
All right.
Well, appreciate the feedback.
6:09. At this point, I am gonna open the other public hearing, and just leave them open for a moment as we do some other business in case others do attend. Notice is hereby given that the Town of Plattsburgh Town Board will meet and hold public hearings here on the Town Hall located on Banker Road in the Town of Plattsburgh, Clinton County, New York, on Thursday, November 8th at 6:11 PM prevailing time. In relation to the following: Town of Plattsburgh Consolidated Water District, Town of Plattsburgh Consolidated Sewer District, Base Water District, Base Sewer District, Base Storm Water Management District, Base Highway Management Improvement District, Highway, Townwide, Town of Plattsburgh Lighting Districts, districts and consolidated ambulance, and it is further that acceptance of written comments into the record of the hearing will be accepted, or open public hearing from the floor. Is there a motion to this effect?
So,
Hebert, Wood, any discussion on those items? Further, can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, again, the time, okay. Okay, anything to that effect, Debbie?
No.
Okay, thank you. Any comments for the Yeah, just gotta make sure.
We should make students have to.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
we
cool.
don't sign if you don't have comments.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't need it.
We only stick with
Oh, those lucky people.
good one.
All right.
No, they'll just call the professor and say, hey.
At this point, I am going to advance Resolution 209, delinquent water and sewer relevy charges.
Whereas certain water and wastewater bills have not been paid and are now delinquent, now therefore be resolved that a list of delinquent water and wastewater charges in respective districts for 2018 submitted by the Water and Wastewater Department be adopted and placed on file, and that a copy be forwarded to the Clinton County Board of Legislators to be added to the 2019 tax roll, and that a copy be given to the town clerk pursuant to section 198.3 of the town law. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Lefebvre, any discussion? I'm gonna just offer one simple one. Valerie, in our office for water and wastewater, has done a huge heavy lift on this and done a fabulous job. So, you know, there's obviously a lot of different moving parts, the assessor, clerk's office and stuff like that, but I'd like to thank her in particular for just really doing the heavy lift on this, so. All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. All right. At this point, I'm just gonna go over some of the draft materials that are in your packet, and will be on the board meeting next Thursday. For those of you that are in the audience, this is considered more of a work session. Often, things are workshopped and moved on. We have a committee structure though too, that we also use. And then in addition to that, some items fall at different times where we'll vote on it this week. But all meetings are open to the public. So if you were to come next week, some of the items that you're gonna hear about in the list are gonna be on the agenda again, okay? There is draft minutes. Next week, we will be passing, or the budget will be up for a formal vote. Amendment, which is typical to the 2018 budget. You will have your monthly reports. Authorized to purchase gutters for town hall. We did get 3 bids on this. Talking about a committee that's really driven by our employees, the safety committee. They identified an area that we've had some hazards, and they really want to make sure that there's a gutter system installed to remedy some, of the situation that's been occurring. So I applaud them for getting on top of that along with Rick Rasco.
Did they come up with a solution
Yeah.
because of the doors and everything?
It's gonna be like a gutter channel system, so,
Because we were talking about that, and I just, I didn't know which way they were going.
yeah, they've endorsed it to move that forward, so, yep. Completed assessment rolls, and then, the water rate adjustment effective for 2019, and, the wastewater rate, and then the water rate. So, those are the draft items. I do not anticipate much more being added to the agenda, that I can see of. Last couple of notes that I wanted to bring up, I meant to bring it up earlier, is if individuals are interested in serving on different committees, please let me know as we try to prep for some organizational meetings coming up at the end and the beginning of the new year. That includes everything from the fire district liaison positions to personnel and finance, et cetera, et cetera. As a reminder, I will be on vacation and out of the country. So the week of Thanksgiving, so Meg's running this ship.
Yes.
So
Is she gonna appoint us all to different committees?
she could.
Watch what you say.
I always tell people, you always can do something once. And yes, so that's kind of the highlights. We will go back to the public hearings, close these out, And then I do know that we have a need for an executive session this evening, so. Is there a motion, is there anyone that's interested in providing written comment into the records for the hearing this evening, or anything from the public floor for either of our public hearings one last time? All right. Going in order, can I get a motion to close out the public hearing as it relates to the preliminary budget for 2019 and the elected official salaries? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, LaFave, roll call please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes. Time of closing the hearing will be 6:17. Is there anybody interested in providing written comments into the record or anything from the floor one last time? This one relates to the Town of Plattsburgh Consolidated Water District, Town of Plattsburgh Consolidated Sewer District, Base Water District, Base Sewer District, Base Storm and Water Management District, Base Highway Management Improvement Districts, Highway, Town-wide, Town of Plattsburgh Lighting Districts, Consolidated Ambulance. Seeing none, is there a motion to close this public hearing? Wood, is there a second?
Seconded.
LaFave, can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, the time of closing this public hearing will be 6:18 PM. Seeing no additional further business, I would accept a motion to go into executive session to talk about one specific person's work history. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
LaFave, is there a second?
Second.
Hebert, no action to be taken. The time that we will enter executive session is 6:19 PM. All right, thanks, folks.
You had to stay a long time, I know, it was really tough.
Really interesting too, right?
Like a copy of the agenda?
Yeah,
A copy of the agenda?
Yeah.
and it's not online.
I know, we're doing,
You can have my packet, the whole thing.
You sure?
Yeah. There's
Oh,
some
wow,
extra,
that's
there's some
interesting.
doodles on it.
No, that's fine.
All right?
Are you working together or you each need one?
We each need a copy.